band has an intensity that is rare. Where does this intensity come from?
I don't know what it is, actually. It was, even from the first show, there was something weird going on, you know, like the first show we played in Vancouver, which was January of last year. It worked. I don't know.
Everything is geared towards the show, right? Like, our whole lives are geared towards the show. You know, like, everything is. All there is eating, writing songs, and what, you know, making sure that we do the show. So,
I know you put up with so much bullshit all day long, and then you finally get to release it all, like, on stage.
Yeah. We've had very specific reasons for doing things along the way. Like, as a band, we talk about what we want to be doing as a band, and for us, we wanted to be playing. You know, we want to play a lot all the time, and if you stay in one city, you can't do that. We just found we couldn't play enough here to get. You can't get better if you don't play a lot, and if you don't, you know, if you're not on the road, you can't play. So.
That was one of the first big things, was we knew we had to get on the road, and once we did that, we started making friends and making contacts, like, all across the country, and that kind of that quickens the pace of things.
Yeah.
If you never play live and all you ever do is, like, rehearse in a room, and, like, you're not going to things aren't going to happen very quickly for you.
When most people comment on videos and how important videos are, they inevitably cite the Moist video for Push that Much started playing a lot. And it's sort of, a lot of people say that's what sort of broke the band. And on one hand, it's flattering for us, knowing that we have a lot of power to break a band. Absolutely. On the other hand, did you kind of get sick of hearing that? And did you ever want to say, well, we're more than a video band, we can back it up?
I think that the video, when you guys played the video a lot, it brought people to the show. For us, you know, people that wouldn't normally have come to the show, came to the show, saw the show, and then were sold on the band. So,
we found that that's worked that way a lot, and the other thing about the videos, it is a video we made ourselves, and it's an expression and an extension of the album. So the fact that the video helped to break the band, that doesn't bug me. You know.
How many changes were done to Silver between when you had it in your paws as an independent and when you were picked up and given major distribution?
I like this question. None.
Absolutely none.
Actually, no, we changed the color of the logo on the cover.
The colors were blue.
Was that a corporate decision or a band decision?
That was a corporate decision, you know, right from the top. Yeah.
You'd proven the record as an indie, so I mean, you had that advantage.
We were really lucky to have done the groundwork before we signed.
I beg your pardon?
Very lucky to have done the groundwork before we signed.
Right.
It put us into a good position to say, look, it is working this way, and we want to keep doing it our way, and the record company kind of went with that. So
was there any fight, not to belabor the point, was there any fight at all?
There hasn't been really fighting. It's just getting used to coming from an independent base to joining with a record company. It's like you're merging two things. You have to learn to work together, basically.
Right.
Because you have to work together, because it's a strange sort of partnership.
And we're control freaks, so we don't work well with people.
No,
so.
We're absolute control freaks.
I'm not a victim, you're to blame. You see my only smile, my pretty face, and all my chisel away. Never have I, never.
Some of the songs make you feel very claustrophobic. Is that sort of a sound that came from the band, or is it something that happened in your lives that made you feel a little kind of like compressed and pushed in?
It reflects the people in the band, that's for sure.
And the experiences of the people in the band, you know, it's just, I think it's a lot with what's happened to us and where we've been through in our lives.
So is writing a group effort for everybody, or
Absolutely.
Two people?
It's a group effort.
Everybody gets involved?
Big fight. It's a big brawl.
How are the lyrics? How does that fit? Because they seem very, not stream of consciousness, but they seem like they're written sort of on the fly. It seems very...
I read a lot of the lyrics, and a lot of them are written sort of off my head about things that are around me, things that I feel in my head.
And that was an important song for you because it deals with an issue that kind of strong for you guys.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about that, because we set it up every time we play it on the air. We talk about it.
That was a weird, like, there's a throw to it, and there's a sort of a statement after.
A slate.
A slate. Is it a slate?
It's called a slate.
There's a slate after it. It was hard for us to actually decide to want to have those things there, just because we don't really talk about the specifics of songs very much. But the video came out that it was very, very, what was the word? Obvious.
The
realistic.
The suicide content of the video was there, and and because the video touches on that, we sort of felt we had a responsibility to try to promote education, try to promote awareness about the subject, because it's something that's touched us, and I'm sure it's touched like many of the viewers that are out there around Canada.
That would be our messages. You know, if you're having feelings about those kind of things, then call the number and talk to somebody. It's not our idea to preach to people at all, because that's not really what we're trying to do. But it was so obvious in the video and so obvious in the song that, you know, we felt we had a responsibility to put the number out there, that if people get affected by it in some way and they want to call somebody, that there's someone to call.
You know, you're not alone out there, sort of thing, you know.
I know before someone's first album comes out, you know, they have a lifetime to prepare for it, or however long the band's been together as an entity.
Right.
And is it almost a rush situation writing for the second one?
I would say that we're aware of the concept of a sophomore jinx, and we want to
Avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, we want to take a lot of time and really get cozy with the material before we record it and release the second record. You know, we want to have a lot of material to draw from as well.
The first record was done so quickly, and to do this one, you know, doing it sort of the long way around this time, and doing it kind of, what I guess is the right way this time, was a different sort of challenge for us, keeping our focus for a period of like 3 months, as opposed to, you know, trying to keep it for three days.
There's a spontaneity that may or may not be present when you take a longer time to do it, but I mean, you're always looking for that spontaneity, and that's what we look for in a longer recording process as well. And we think we found it on a lot of the tracks in the album.
When we recorded, we try to go for a vibe, but it definitely took longer before we found out whether or not there was a vibe. And with a few tunes, we went back there and just recorded a bunch of stuff live off the floor that ended up on the record as well.
I mean, despite how long it took, it's been really fun making this record, and it's been really fun having the choices that we had with this record, and being able to, you know, sit back and say, this song needs cello, for instance, and then do it, yeah. And that's something that we've never given ourselves the freedom to make those kinds of decisions before, and it was really fun. We were able to sort of go out on more limbs this time because we had more time to sit back and reflect on what we'd recorded and figure out what we wanted to do to take it one sort of step beyond what it was.
I'll show you something. Just stand up for a second. If you move in either direction, you're out of frame already. That's as far as you can go that way. Go the other way.
The song itself is it's a pretty personal song to the band. I would say it's about loss and a bunch of things that happened last year to a friend of ours. And the video is sort of an extension of that, which deals with different types of loss, I'd say, in a more specific way.
Well, we've all lost friends through either cancer or AIDS. It seems to be touching everyone.
This video particularly does have a lot to do with AIDS and losing friends through AIDS.
Yeah.
It's about getting tested and those kind of issues. It is the 90s, you know, and we live in a reality, and you have to face those realities that if you're having sex, it's your responsibility to get tested, you know?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
And you try to tell people, and...
Well, we're not trying to bang it into people's heads.
No.
You know, it's pretty abstract, but those issues are definitely there.
And you have to do the official ending of the... Do it. You got to end the... Come on, here, you just, you know... Just reach up and turn them off. Do you reach up and turn off the camera shot? Come on. Just one more, man. Dancing ball.